Hey everybody, this is going to be the start of my vlogging. I'm kind of a little all over the place this morning. I'm in all my glory. I've been rocking makeup a lot lately, and my hair is at that weird, growing out stage from when I had it fall out when I was sick last year, which is hence the bandanas constantly. These vlogs are gonna be kind of bringing you through the journey. Some of them are gonna be super positive and upbeat. Some of them are not. Some of them are gonna be like a random flow of consciousness, like this one might be today, because I'm all over the place. A lot of stuff will also be, I'll be actually blogging. I plan on writing a blog, and that'll be happening soon. It's just kind of figuring out how I can get the computer set up where I can actually sit down and be comfortable and write on it. We have a desk chair, well, of course it's on a desk, and right now my body hurts, so it's kind of hard for me to sit for a long period of time and do that, which is, one of the reasons I've been out of work right now. So, but today I figured I'd come on, talk about some things, kind of go over like my diagnosis. I know a lot of the words, a lot of people probably don't understand. I didn't understand them. I'm still, I don't know. I'm guessing, and also, kind of addressing the "how are you" question, where we are right now, things like that. So, the way this went down, if you don't know, if you don't really know a lot about me and you're watching this, because I did have a lot of friends that I added right before all this happened. Sorry, I will be drinking water. I can't get enough water right now. I was diagnosed with Crohn's colitis when I was 20. Pretty sure I had it through high school, but it's really actually something that was very hard to get diagnosed back then. And so I didn't actually get a real diagnosis till I was 20, and I've dealt with that for about 14 years. I wouldn't say I took real great care of myself in my 20s. Regarding that, I kind of didn't stay in with a doctor. I went out and did my partying and acted like a 20-something-year-old. Did finally get in with a good gastro a couple years back, and if you've seen on my Facebook, in the last 2 years, my Crohn's has, progressed into, kind of moderate into not manageable. So I've had, I would say, 10-week-long hospital stays since 2015. And a lot of that happened last year. I was on medical leave from work for 8 months. And during that time period, my Crohn's was, out of control, and they had switched me on to an infusion, which is called Remicade. They also use it for rheumatoid arthritis. And I had 3 surgeries, one in December, where they had a stricture, which is scar tissue that builds up in your intestines and makes it where the food can't pass through. So it creates a blockage, which can be very bad for you. So they went in and scraped all that scar tissue out, and while they were in there, they're like, hey, let's take out our appendix. And then 2 weeks later, in January of 2017, they took out my gallbladder. And then in May, I started having more problems. I couldn't really put their finger on it. Looked like my Crohn's was kind of becoming under control, so they went in and did what they call laparoscopic diagnostic surgery, where they went back in through those incisions and kind of looked through, because one of the tests had shown I had a stricture. When they went back in surgically, they said, you don't have one. So we were kind of at a loss, because starting around April, May, I've always had fatigue. Fatigue comes with chronic illnesses, especially autoimmune diseases, which Crohn's is. Other autoimmune diseases you've probably heard of are like lupus. Trying to think. There's a lot of other ones. Ulcerative colitis, which I have, that, and Crohn's, diverticulitis, things like that, that just kind of, your body attacks itself. Even if it's good cells or bad, you attack yourself. Like, it's an overload. So I was dealing with that, and I was like, extremely exhausted. I couldn't figure out why. Now, mind you, and I'm going to get a little bit on my high horse about getting tested and stuff right now. I am 34 years old. I have absolutely no risk factors that I am aware of in my family. I never met my father, so I'm not sure on that side. If it's come from that, we'll find out with the genetic testing that comes back. But no risk factors whatsoever that I knew of to be tested or anything like that. I've been always kind of pretty good with my well woman exams. Some of y'all know why. And I had gotten, my pap smear and my breast exam done in October of last year, of 2016. Now, they don't do mammograms. You don't start doing mammograms until you're in your 40s. So it wasn't that. It was just, a hand breast exam, and nothing was there. Nothing abnormal. And then, I'd say a week before, first week of June, I had come home from the hospital. I was still making tons of appointments to try to find out where this pain was coming from, why I was so exhausted, why I really couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. And so I could get back to work because I was on another leave. I started another leave from work on the 15th of May. And, when you're on disability, short-term disability, like right now, they say it's, you get 60% of what your normal income is. That's, but it's minus the amount for your medical, which is outrageous for me and my daughter. My 401k, taxes, all of those extra things, vision, dental, that gets taken out. So it's like I get pretty much less than half of my normal check every 2 weeks now, while you're on disability. And so, we want to get me better and get back to work. And first week of June, I'll fidget a lot. I'm bad at fidgeting when I'm talking about stuff. First week of June, I felt a lump. Didn't really know how big it was, just kind of like felt it right here. I was like, I've never had fibrous breasts or anything like that. It's like, that's, let's get that checked out. Anything weird that goes on with me, I normally have to get checked out because with the autoimmune disease, there's no telling. I can get the flu, it can turn into pneumonia real quick. So I go to doctors. Went in on the 19th to my new primary care doctor, and he was like, you know what, let's go get you a mammogram and an ultrasound. And they sent me over. I had that on the 27th of June. And it was very strange. We did the mammogram, and the lady's like, all right, I'm going to show this to the radiologist, and we are going to see if she wants to do an ultrasound or not. It really kind of just depends. And I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and she comes back in, and then she changes it to, well, we always do an ultrasound after a mammogram, so we're going to send you over to there. Okay, that's not what you said before. Got you right there. There was something wrong. Send me over to the ultrasound. Same thing happened. She does the ultrasound. She's like, I'm going to show this to the radiologist, see if she wants any more imaging, and then we're going to go from there. I'm like, okay. And at that point, before I'd even gotten dressed, the radiologist came in and told me that she was going to call my doctor right then to request a needle biopsy. I don't know about y'all, if y'all have ever been to Touchstone Imaging or had any MRIs or CT scans or whatever, you don't see a radiologist. It's like, I've described it as, Oz, like the man behind the curtain. You never see the radiologist. So to have one come in and tell me that they were directly calling my doctor before they were even sending their results, the actual path results in paper over to their office, like, what the crap is going on, okay? And I've had an anxiety disorder since my 20s. So that was not helpful whatsoever. And so my doctor calls me and said he already got that information. They immediately got me in with Dr. Clifford. He's with Irving, Baylor, Scott and White. And I was in there the next day for a needle biopsy. And while they were doing the biopsy, they let me know that they're pretty sure that it was going to come back as cancer. They biopsied my breast, my right breast, and then 2 lymph nodes in my arm. They all came back positive. So when I posted that I have IDC, that stands for invasive ductal carcinoma, there are two different kinds of cancer of the breast. Well, there's actually three. But the main ones are they either start in the ducts, your milk ducts, or they start in the lobes that are around the milk ducts. The ductal cancer, that's the most common. At first, they diagnosed me with in situ because they believed that it was only in the breast at that time. That was during the mammogram that they diagnosed me with that. Now, they call it invasive because it started in the duct and it's spread it out of the duct and has now affected my entire breast tissue. Now it is, just carcinoma metastasized to two axillary lymph nodes, which means that it has passed on to cancer is now in two of the lymph nodes at my arm, which explains a lot because if your underarm ever starts hurting for absolutely no reason, you need to go into the doctor, okay? Just go and get everything checked out. I highly suggest everyone, it doesn't matter if you don't think that you're in the risk factor, if you're under 40, you have nobody in your family that's had breast cancer and you think you're just fine, you still need to go in for your checkups. Nowadays, or every 2 years. Back in the day, if you're as old as me, they used to be every year. But you need to get checked out because I'm from October till June, this tumor has taken over the entire right side of my breast. That's how big it is. That's how much it's grown. And it wasn't even there in October. So that's how quickly it can change. So if you notice things like that, there's also other warning signs. If you go to cancer.org, they have a lot of information. I'd be very choosy of the websites you do look at because a lot of them do have a lot of misinformation. Cancer.org, I know, definitely does have the correct information to give you on things like that. So that's where we are right now. I have my PET scan. If you know what a PET scan is, it's when they put a radioactive glucose into your body because cancer feeds on sugar. I feel like I'm doing like a video for, those 6th grade videos you have to watch about the birds and the bees. And basically the cancer will try to eat the sugar, and then it has radioactive properties in it, and it lights up like a Christmas tree when you get your PET scan. So they saw this part that they already knew was there, and then they saw something behind my nasal cavity, and then 2 lymph nodes in my neck that were swollen, that reacted. So when I went to my oncologist on Thursday, she explained what the therapy would be and staged me, but that would have changed depending on, we had to go over to an ENT immediately. Like, she made it that day. Within 30 minutes, I was over to an ear, nose, and throat doctor regarding this mass behind my sinus cavity. Now, he did a biopsy in his office, which, oh my God, hurt so bad because they numbed my nose, but where it was, it's like kind of like inside, between here and here, like inside of my face cavity, whatever you want to call it. That's where the mass was. So he could deaden all this, but he couldn't deaden the mass because there's no way you get a needle in there. So everything else was deadened, and then he cut 3 times into the mass, which I'm never doing that again. But he had said in-house that he was almost positive that it was just an infection. Still waiting on the actual biopsy results from that. So we're going to say that he's correct and that it is, because it would be it's incredibly rare for breast cancer to spread up this way, but it could be, some kind of other cancer where, it has started. So that could change my plan, but we're not going to say that. I mean, I've been an overachiever is a joke going around right now with all the other diseases. So let's not add to that. At the moment, I'm considered stage 3, and they're going to be going in with 4 months of chemo. I'm going to have 2 different medications they're going to be using. One's Herceptin, one's something else. I can't remember the name of it. I've been told by every single doctor that with this type of treatment, I am absolutely going to lose all my hair. That's been across the board. And what'll happen is I'll get a dose of chemo, and then we'll have 3 weeks and have another dose. And that's going to go on for 4 months. And in between there, I'll be having testing and labs and scans and all that kind of stuff to see how it's reacting. And then after that 4 months, I will have my bilateral mastectomy. If the genetic testing shows that I have the markers for uterine and ovarian cancer, I'm going to go ahead and get those removed as well, because mom ain't playing around no more. And then after that, I will have radiation and chemo at the same time, and then that will last for 8 months. Not really sure where in there I can have my reconstruction done. I know I can't do it while I'm having the radiation done. So probably after I will do that. And then they'll start me in about probably 2 years of hormone therapy. So that's all the nitty gritty, crazy medical stuff that's going on right now. I'm impatient because I am currently waiting to have the callbacks from my surgeon, because they have to put in a Mediport for me to get my chemo. And then I also have to have an echocardiogram done before I can start my chemo. And it's kind of every appointment's been, this is aggressive, this is invasive, we need to start treatment right now. But you have to do A through Z first. So it's kind of hurry up and wait situation. And I realized, talking to other people that have gone through this, it's not just me. Once you find out this diagnosis, you just want it out. Like, I wanted them to do the surgery first, but they can't. But it just kind of feels like every day it's just sitting here, chilling, feeding on me. And I'm ready to start killing it. So hopefully that's going to come soon. Now, also last year, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, arthritis in my neck, hips, and hands. I'm anemic, which unfortunately the chemo causes more anemia, and I'm already pretty low, so we're looking at a blood transfusion. I've been getting asked a lot, how am I? I don't know. I'm still in the kind of numb area. I kind of cross the line into anger sometimes, because with my anxiety with this, I can't calm down. I can't sit still. Normal things that I can do to pass the time, I'm just kind of like not interested, like, reading books or watching documentaries, or I'm one of those weird people that loves to clean the house, and unfortunately that like takes everything out of me right now. Just listening to the radio in my car, I will turn it off. It's the strangest feeling, because you don't feel like it's actually happening to you. It's like you keep getting told all this information from these doctors, but it feels like it's somebody else's story, because it's just so incredibly ridiculous that you would have this type of cancer at 34. No, this y'all got me confused. You must have like mixed up some labs or something, because it's impossible, right? And then I get angry for my partner. She's dealt with this. She's been the most amazing partner I've ever had, especially through all of my sickness and hospital stays and surgeries and things like that. She's just been amazingly supportive, and always has been, of everything I do. And I don't think it's fair for her to have to go through this either. I don't think it's fair that now that I've been diagnosed at 34, my daughter, Bailey, who's 12, will have to start getting mammograms at 24. It makes me angry. And not enough that, not enough that I've actually kind of gone into, I guess, that realm of emotions. It's a grief scale where it's denial, and then it's anger, and then it's bargaining, and all that kind of stuff. I've kind of just stayed in the numb, excuse my language, but what the fuck mode. And, I've had so much outpouring of love, and, people sending me things, and text messages and calls, and I don't even know how to react because it's so sweet, and the emotions that it gives me, like I'll feel them at the time, or I'll cry and stuff, but I've never been one to talk about my emotions, so it's kind of hard to even know what to say to people that don't. I mean, some of these people I'm not even super close with, and they have been so amazing already, and we haven't even begun the fight. Like what do you say to somebody like that? I know thank you and things like that, but it just doesn't seem enough. And the how are you question, I don't know why, but it is just a really hard question to answer. And even the doctors do it. You walk into the doctor's office and they're like, well, how are you doing today? And I want to be like, how do you think I'm doing? I don't get that reaction when my friends ask me that. That's from the doctors, because the doctors know all this information. So like, how do you think I'm doing? But that's just from dealing with doctors all my life. But my friends, I want to be like, oh, I'm good, because I know no one expects to have like a whole paragraph written of what I'm really feeling. I do have a great support system. I have amazing friends. Me and my mom have reconnected after, it was about 10 years. We were kind of estranged. We mainly talked about Bailey and stuff when I came out at 22. But now, she loves Jada, she loves my family, she loves my children. She is being a big help through all of this. She's going to come and stay when I do chemo. I have a great partner. So I'm blessed in many, many ways going through this. It's just kind of hard to want to accept it. I've always kind of been the person that doesn't want to ask for help. I've always been very independent minded. I did get raised by a single mother of 3 children. So, you make your money, you do your hustle, you take care of your kid, and that's your life. And that's not my life right now. And I'm, realizing more and more that, we're going to have to send out information for these projects for financial help and stuff like that, which makes me feel uncomfortable. I know a lot of y'all have seen the youth hearing up, and thank everyone for sharing. I absolutely appreciate that, and those of you that have attributed to that, that's amazing, because the cost of this is going to be, lasting a year and a half. It's going to get just mind-boggling out there, and it's hard for me to do. It's ego kind of pride thing, which I know is, ridiculous to have sit in the way, but it's hard not to. I've always been a very strong, physically, even through my Crohn's, for most of my life, strong person, that always found a way and took care of myself and my child, and to not have control is the big thing. You don't have control. I guess start having those dreams. Like I had the dream the other night that my teeth were falling out. Like I was talking to people and I kept having to sneeze. When I would sneeze, my teeth would fly out of my face. And I hate that dream because I can actually, I can feel it. Like I can feel the teeth coming out. And I know through all the therapy I've been through in my life that it means, you're losing control, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I have gone back to therapy. I had my first therapist appointment in the last week. We're going to focus on, getting me some tools to relax, because I can't relax. I can't sleep. It's not even that my brain just keeps going. It's just this kind of like blank and in trying to go into survival mode. It's hard to explain. And then I've been binge eating. Binge eating has been fun. Last night I ate a whole bag of marshmallows. I had ramen that day and I had a baked potato. I didn't eat much of either. And I wasn't hungry. But last night at about midnight, I was watching TV and I got up and I microwaved a whole bag of marshmallows and ate them. I guess you can call it stress eating. So, what else is there to say right now? It's just, it's surreal in so many ways. It's kind of like that, the way that you deal with certain issues that happen in your life, where you kind of have to step out of an out of body experience, and it's like you're looking at yourself and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. It's like mental survival. I mean, I've been through a lot of things in life, and I'm probably not going to touch on them in video because I don't tend to talk about those things out loud. Probably in my blog that will be coming. My therapist, I used to be a writer. I used to write a lot, and she's wanting me to get more into that, where it's just where the blogging is coming and the journaling and all that kind of good stuff. And I don't know, maybe this will help somebody, even if you're not going through, having cancer. You might be going through some other kind of illness, or just a point in your life where you don't feel like you have control, and you wonder if the way you're dealing with things is making you crazy, or it's that kind of reaching out to the void and realizing you're not alone. I know I'm not alone. I have people in my family and my friends that I love very much. I know I'm not alone in that aspect. And I know there are many other survivors out there, but it's kind of hard at the beginning to reach out because you don't really have any questions, because you have so much information going on. You wouldn't even know what to ask if you did. And it feels very private at first. The reason I got Facebook involved, honestly, is just mainly because it's easier to tell everybody at the same time. My main people got the information from me, via text or phone call first, and then it was, let's let everybody else know. And I mean, that's the way you do it nowadays. So I will be coming on. I'm not sure how often I'll be coming on for these. My makeup stuff for Unique is going to be completely different. I'm not going to be... I gave some information regarding some questions I had in a video, a live I did last week in my makeup group. But other than that, I'm going to keep this thing separate. It's a business. It's not something that needs to be involved in this kind of situation. And I'm not going to be mixing the two. So... anything that's like a vlog or something, that will be headlined, and then my makeup stuff will be different when I feel like putting on some more. Right now, I'm just kind of reveling in moisturizing my skin, and I guess I feel if I put enough moisture in it when I go into this medically induced menopause, that my skin won't get, crazy, but whatever. And then I'm not looking forward to all the extra pills. In case anyone has ever wondered, like, I know I talk about pills and all the medications I'm on constantly. This is just right now without... this is nothing to do with any of my cancer medication. Nothing to do. You see that? Those are daily pills. This is how many pills I take daily. This is freaking ridiculous. And they're going to be added to it. So hopefully maybe we'll have some... taken out because of reactions or something. I mean, it's just... this is life right here. That is life. So not only do you get tired and exhausted from your body fighting everything, then you have to deal with the side effects. And I am a side effects queen. I get side effects from everything. If you're wondering why I shaved my head last year, it was because I was on and off steroids, which is another reason why I've gained weight, on and off steroids constantly. Sick, so my body doesn't get all the nutrients. Even when I eat, it doesn't take in all of my nutrients. So my hair is falling out, and it was a really big deal. I know this might sound ridiculous, but being a redhead, your hair is very important to you. I walk into a room and people automatically notice me, and it's just because I have something bright on my head. I mean, it's hard to explain if you're not a redhead. And you're known for your hair. I mean, my nickname is Red. And to have that falling out was really hard for me. So I was going to take back control, and I was going to shave my head and start taking vitamins and stuff, and making sure that I was babying it to death so that it would grow back and it would be thick and it'd be the hair that I've always had. Well, plot twist. Now it's gonna come back out, but I think I'm gonna be rocking some pretty cool wigs. Let's see what I can come up with. That'll be fun. Try to focus on the fun parts. Me and my friend Thea joke about how I'll have the best boobs in town when I'm older because of the reconstruction, and that I'm lose a crap ton of weight while I have on chemo, so I get to be anyone I want with the wigs. So we'll see how this all goes. But right now, that's what we're waiting on, and it's waiting game drives you nuts. I know they know it's important, and I have a amazing medical team that is on it. I mean, they're on it, and they're super sweet. I'm with Texas Oncology, and they're amazing. But it kind of like when you go more than a day without getting calls about, appointments and stuff, it's kind of like, I really hope they haven't forgotten that, I need to start fighting for my life. Either way, I guess that's all I have for today. I know I've said a lot, and I hate that. But, I was kind of sitting around the house this morning wringing my hands, not knowing, what to do to keep me occupied or what I could do. Because right now my body's pretty weak and in pain because, that's how my autoimmune diseases react to stress. So it's kind of, what do you do? And you don't want to bug the people you love with the fact that you just don't know what to do when they're at work and they're, living their lives. Not that they would think it's a bother, but, when you're an empathetic person, those are the things you think about. So I decided to come on here and kind of give a rundown. So if you have any questions, you can drop them below. I'll be happy to answer. I don't know how fast I'll answer them. I haven't been really great at response times right now. I can probably address them in my next vlog. And we'll see what that'll be about. Hopefully it'll be a more uplifting one. Today's not a good day. There are just days where you don't want to be positive. I mean, I strive to be a positive person and to put that out into the world and have good things come back to you. But there are days where you don't want to hear everything's going to be okay. You want people to be realistic to how you feel and let you just be upset about the situation, Like, it's not because I'm not going to fight. It's not because I am dead set on having a bad outcome from this. It's just, there's some days where you are allowed to feel like this just fucking sucks. Just sucks. Anyway, if you made it through all this, thank you for listening. I hope you're having a great day, and I will be talking to y'all soon. Again, thank you for all the love. Keep it coming. It makes my day. It really does. Okay? Love you.